Hey there, I'm Brandon, and this is the Dirt Church Devotional. So let me ask you this. Do you know people, have you experienced people, run into people that they talk a great game? I mean, they will talk about spiritual stuff till they're blue in the face. They'll tell you all about worship and these spiritual experiences, these godly experiences that they've had, the manifestations of the Spirit that they've seen, and deliverances and all this stuff. But something just doesn't quite seem to click right. Something just doesn't seem right. You stand there and you go, that's interesting. A lot of talk, maybe not a lot of action. Something just doesn't seem right. Let me tell you this. Godly experiences do not make godly people. All right? Listen, this is what I have to say. Moses, back in the book of Exodus, Moses was invited by God, or told by God, to come on up to Mount Sinai. He was going to give him the 10 Commandments and so forth. And you can find this in Exodus chapter 24. This is actually at the recommitment of the covenant. He told Moses, he says, I want you to come up the mountain, and with you, I want you to bring Aaron, who's Moses' brother, who was going to serve as priest, high priest. So I want you to bring Aaron, I want you to bring Nadab and Abihu, who were Aaron's sons. So they were also going to be priests. Aaron actually had 4 sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Anyway, he said, I want you to bring Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders, and they can come up, but nobody else can come up the mountain. And so Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and the 70 elders, they went up a certain distance, and they got to be in God's presence. All right, I mean, check that out. They got to have this godly experience. They got to see the glory of God that nobody else got to see. They got to experience things that nobody else got to experience. They got to hear the voice of God in a way that none of these others got to hear. And that's pretty powerful. I mean, that's awesome. Who wouldn't want that, right? But, as I said, godly experiences don't make a godly person. Just a few chapters later in the book of Leviticus, the next book in Exodus, and this is really just probably weeks, maybe months later, Nadab and Abihu, those two same sons of Aaron, they brought unholy fire to God. They made a sacrifice to God that was unacceptable. God had laid down specific regulations about what the priests could offer to him. Specific, sacrifices. And Nadab and Abihu, probably because they're thinking, hey, we got to go up on the mountain. We've got a special place with God. We can do things our own way. They brought unauthorized fire, offered it to God on the altar, and you can read it for yourself in Leviticus chapter 10. God smoked them. He didn't give them another chance. He didn't back off, say, whoa, I don't like the smell of that. He smoked them. He killed them right where they stood. To whom much is given, much is required. Now, you might sit here and go, whoa, well, who then can stand before God? Well, it's the person that's got a humble heart. The problem with Nadab and Abihu is they had this experience, and because of this experience, they thought that they were in a special place. Just because you've had a special experience doesn't put you in a special place. No, in fact, it makes you more accountable, more responsible. We can't judge whether or not God is pleased with us based on the experiences that we've had. We can judge whether or not God is pleased with us by our response to him and our humility before him. Now, Aaron's other sons, Eleazar and Ithamar, they got to continue as priests. They didn't go up the mountain, but they got to continue as priests because they had the right heart, the right attitude. See, it's not just about the experience. It's about the heart. It's about the humility towards God. It's about having that relationship with him. So can I challenge you today? Don't run after experiences, but run after God. Don't run after the oohs and the ahs and the goosebumps, but run after a relationship with him. Build that with him, and he'll be pleased. and you'll have a right relationship, a right standing, a blessed time with him. Yeah, that's all I got for now. Chew on that. Talk to you next time.